Let's discuss why I believe Justin Bieber is a victim of Hollywood. About why Justin at some point said that he wouldn't wish his youth on anyone. He went from being a super happy kid, full of life, loved by everyone, to being one of the most criticized, most hated, and most depressed people we've seen at this time. In this video, I will be telling you everything that happened between him and P. Diddy, at least everything that is known. Other very questionable things that happened with other adults publicly, terrible, and many other things. So stay if you want to find out everything. Don't forget to follow me on my other social networks where I also tell you little things. Susanna, so yes, kiss. Well, I was going to say goodbye. And if you got here, I was going to approach the little dog. No, before starting, good little dogs are good or evil.
Let's look at this case.
Before discussing the topic everyone wants me to address, which is the topic of Justin and Diddy, I have to start by talking a little about Justin. He started uploading videos on YouTube in 2007, and well, he uploaded very normal, very homemade videos singing in his little house. But in 2008, he was discovered by Scooter Braun. That man was amazed because he said that since he saw Justin Bieber, said, "You are a true star, you are a Hollywood star, you are going to be the next huge celebrity." And literally, so it was. As soon as Scooter Braun discovered Justin, he showed him to Usher. Usher was also amazed. He said that kid is a star. They signed him to Usher's record label. And a woman named Jawa Wright, who was very close with Pete Diddy and also with Jay-Z since she was his backup singer and also like a little friend. She tells today that Diddy was, I won't use the word obsessed, but he really liked the vibe of Justin Bieber, Justin Bieber's songs. He was like a fan of Justin. At that time, Justin was only 15 years old. But above all, I recommend trusting in your experience and knowledge. So let's continue. And well, he loved all of that. He wanted to meet him and have custody of Justin Bieber in the United States, as he at some point had custody of Usher when Usher was 13 years old. He wanted custody of 15-year-old Justin as well in the United States, but Scooter Braun never allowed it. He literally never met Justin in person when Justin was with Scooter Braun. But as soon as they passed it to Usher, the first thing Usher did was 0 Susanna. 0.1 second that Justin was with Usher. He passed it to Diddy. He passed it to Pete Diddy. If you haven't seen my video about Pete Diddy, Susanna, please go see it. Go see it because that video will give you a context of why this is terrible and why Usher should never have done that. And he himself, although he doesn't give many details of the things he experienced with that man, says that he didn't experience things appropriate for a person of his age, right? And of course, today with all the things that are known about that guy, nothing that guy does is appropriate, you know? And much less with a person, much less with minors.
I don't really have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, so.
Usher, knowing those things, why did you do that? Do you know why he passed Justin Bieber to that guy for 48 hours? You knowing the monster that this guy is, at least protect him. Even if you don't want to report him, or even if you don't want to speak ill of him, just protect that child so that he doesn't go through what you went through. They even asked him in an interview, like, would you let your children live a day or live with, what's his name? With Pete Diddy, and he said, of course not.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no. So
why did you leave Justin Bieber? I know that Justin is not your son. I know that now times have passed and maybe you are not the same person anymore, but why did you do it? Usher was not a child when he made that decision at 30 years old. That's my perspective on it. Quite questionable. I feel like it's like the typical people who normalize these attitudes that are, yes, this was done to me as a child and I see it as normal. So it seems normal to me that it is done to other people, but in truth, he does not see it as normal because he would not let his children go through that, but he does let other people go through that, I don't know. From that 48-hour meeting they had, nothing is known. Nothing is known about what happened there. The only thing that is known is that Justin after that had no contact with Pete Diddy for a year. And not because Pete Diddy didn't want to, because Pete Diddy did call him to see each other again, to talk, nah. But Justin didn't answer. This kid didn't pick up the call. He didn't want to know anything about that man. And it is known from a YouTube video of Pete Diddy, that Pete Diddy in that video claiming him as if he were his woman, right? As if he were his wife, and they have 3 children together. He said like, oh, but why don't you answer my call? Why don't we see each other like before? I don't know what. And Justin looked super nervous, poor thing. He making excuses that, oh, you surely called my agent's number, take my number. I don't know what, He looks super nervous.
You've been calling and hanging out with me less often than before.
Well, I mean, you never really got my number, so.
Right, okay.
And what seems strangest to me is that even Justin, already being an adult, always looked nervous around that guy. Always looked nervous around that guy, you know? He never had a relaxed, normal attitude. No, Jose, he always looked nervous. Even in videos of Justin being an adult, you know that you have confidence, that you have money, you know that you owe nothing to Pete Diddy, yet he still looked like, not that he was afraid, but he looked like, I don't know, you know? They also did a live together in 2020 because supposedly Diddy was raising money for something. Nah. And well, Justin looked uncomfortable in the live, you know? Even if Justin was telling him like, wow, you are a great person. For me, you were always an example. He spoke very nice things about him. Yet he still looked quite nervous throughout the live.
Absolutely. I'm so honored. I'm so honored to be on this call. You know, I respect you so much. I always have, always will.
After that, he also, like, once I think in a picture, he also wrote to this guy, Adir. And so, like, he admired him. He thanked him for everything. As there is not enough evidence in the end, I can't assure anything. But you guys leave in the comments your opinion. What? I can't confirm anything, Susanna. Justin hasn't spoken publicly. The only information is from a close source who said Justin wants to focus on his newborn baby. He also reportedly regrets collaborating with Diddy on his last album due to the recent accusations against Diddy, which Justin was allegedly unaware of. But yes, that's what happened between them. However, it doesn't end there. My poor Justin was like already adults from the industry. And the worst thing is that they made super inappropriate comments when he was underage. And besides that, on public television. If they did that publicly, imagine privately what they told him. The first thing that comes to my mind is that woman who grabbed Justin, you know? When he went to receive an award or something like that. She grabbed him, Susanna. It was seen there giving him some kisses in this part. She also grabbed his buttocks. You say, why, lady? You know, like, check your brain. Oh my God. Change your brain. Remove the brain from the head because it's clear that it's good for nothing. What is that? If that happened today, that lady would no longer have a job. That lady would have been out of work for many years. And then I tell you, these are things that I don't understand. I don't understand why in those years, those behaviors were so normalized. And the lady didn't even regret it. It wasn't like the lady said, like it was my intrusive thoughts. I don't know what, no. Because she later, that same night, when they told her, oh, but why did you do that? She said no, because I had to take this opportunity. Since I knew that this opportunity was not going to repeat itself,
The opportunity.
in the window, considering I'll never get to do it again. Of course, my dear, of course, because that's not right. That opportunity shouldn't have even existed, you know? There's no need for any kind of repetition. Because that opportunity should never have happened. And there were many times that adults felt entitled to do those kinds of things. You know, even with Katy Perry, nothing against Katy Perry, Susanna, I'm a fan of Katy Perry. But when she was already of age, she also grabbed Justin's butt, Susanna, and you're left wondering why they felt so entitled to invade in that way. A person's privacy, you know. I understand that such practices wouldn't be acceptable today. It was very normalized back then, you know? Katy experienced similar treatment when she was young, so she does it too. And it was normal for Justin because when Katy Perry did that to him, he agreed that they needed to see each other. He took it very well, which was normal. Obviously, he wouldn't take it badly. Katy is a beautiful woman at that time. Well, Susanna, a superstar, had normalized it since everyone in his life did it. Well, everyone. I don't understand. I watched the videos of him invading someone's personal space, but I still don't get it. These are things that confuse me.
What's happening?
Here. Also on a radio, a 30-something-year-old girl who told Justin that, yes, my parents never had with me the conversation about how babies are made. So, why don't you explain it to me? She said something similar, but more explicitly to him, making even him uncomfortable, Susanna. Not like how I just told you. He was 15 years old at that time. Even he felt very uncomfortable because it's a very uncomfortable thing. It's something you can't ask a 15-year-old. Are you okay in the head, my love? Are you okay in the head? You know? Does any neuron go through that brain? My God, that woman would have been fired today if she had done that, if she had asked that to anyone. Well, if she had asked that to any 15-year-old. If that woman were fired, there would already be 1,000 clips of that woman on TikTok exposing her. That's why I'm so proud of the times we live in today. You know? That nowadays celebrities are not like before, that they could do things and things and things and things. Nothing was going to happen and people would keep idolizing them, but not today. Today, people take you down from those pedestals. Look, like this, Juana Maria, like this. And even when he was an adult, they constantly invaded his privacy terribly. Like when he went on vacation with Sophia Richie. Something like that. Well, it's something that comes to mind. When he vacationed with Sophia Richie, he acted normal at his hotel, just strolling around without clothes. Because of him. Well, because of him. He was more focused on the villa where he had stayed than the specific room he was in. A paparazzi took pictures of him, Susana, which were leaked on the internet. The photos were shown to everyone, possibly even on the Ellen DeGeneres show. And he looked super uncomfortable, Juana Maria. You say, why? Why? Why do they do that kind of thing? And honestly, it makes me feel really sorry because at that time, everyone saw it as normal. For everyone, it was super normalized, you know? Even when Justin occasionally responded to people with, oh, don't ask me that, I understood, you know? I'm only 16 years old. People even took it a bit badly, like saying like, oh, what's wrong with him? You know, like he's a man. He's every man's dream. He's still a child. He's still a child. You know, those things aren't done. And currently, as I told you at the beginning, he says that what he lived in his youth, he wouldn't wish on anyone. Besides that, when they asked him about Billie Eilish, he felt like really he looked very sad. You know, he said like he wanted to take care of her and wanted to show her that he was there for her, not like the people he thought were close to him. They weren't, you know, because he says that when he was young and all that, everyone was there for him and everyone said they loved him. But when he really needed someone, no one was there for him.
Everyone telling me they love me and just turn their back on you in a second.
It deeply saddened me because he said it while crying, indicating it still greatly affects him and his mental health to this day. I feel that's why he chose the path he did at one point, you know? At some point, he really went off the rails. He got into the world of substances. He says that he accepts it. He did get into that world of substance. At the beginning, it started off little by little, but then it became madness. Because he did it as a way to escape his reality. Nowadays, he suffers from depression and mental problems. It's really very sad to see him like this. It's heartbreaking that he had to endure all of that. And it's really sad that no one understood him. And that people were just attacking him, attacking. And it even makes me feel sorry. Because I remember when I was little, well, I didn't hate Justin Bieber, but I didn't like Justin Bieber. Because of the things I saw about him on TV, because whenever something came out, they took Justin Bieber to jail. I don't know much about it. Justin Bieber this. Justin Bieber cheated on Selena Gomez again. You know, always things like that came out. The good thing is that today in his songs, he tells all the things that happened. For example, in his song Lonely, which for me is a super sad song, Susanna. I'm going to tell you some things that he wrote that for me were good. That he said in his song that for me, tell you everything. They give you all the context. About the hardships of his youth and having everything except someone to rely on. Maybe you would know me because I've had everything, but no one listens. And it's terribly lonely, he said elsewhere. Everyone knows my past now like my house was always made of glass. And maybe that's the price you pay. For the money and fame at an early age and everyone saw me sick. And it felt like no one cared. It's sad. He seems to be demonstrating. Like the real one. This wasn't his only problem growing up, but rather one of the few. One of the strongest. One of the strongest. That it was simply that he didn't have good people around him. Two people who really loved him. I'm not saying his mom didn't love him. I'm not referring to that at all. But maybe his mom wasn't there for him in the way he needed it at that moment. That too. You know, to the mom, that one is not going to judge her because she maybe didn't know how to react. The Canadian mom doesn't know how anything works in the United States. Besides that, she didn't know how to control a millionaire teenager, you know? That he was doing crazy things, and she didn't know why he was doing crazy things. But anyway, it's quite like, you know, his parents weren't there for him at that moment. He has a relationship like quite bad with his dad. Like his relationship is a bit like that, Susanna. Well, now it's not. But at the beginning of his career and also in the middle of his career, it was. So yes, both. I feel that they didn't make it as parents at that moment, you know? Like they weren't the sensation of the block. And well, poor Justin, you know? And that's why I don't hate his relationship with Hailey at all. For me, it even seems like a nice relationship. He speaks very well of her. He says that literally Hailey saved him and was the one who got him out of that very dark moment in which he was, you know? That the only person he trusts 100% is Hailey. And for me, truly, she was a blessing in his life because we saw that Justin's life changed the moment he started dating Hailey. We saw a 180-degree change, baby, in that man's life. And I think it's great.
She's the most important person in my life.
She faces so much ridicule and judgment and all these sort of things.
I have to mention Yomi's viral song, Yomi Susana. When the music video dropped, it took the internet by storm and everyone was talking about it. Everyone was coming up with conspiracy theories, Lester. So that's why I'm not going to make a whole video about the conspiracy theory of Yomi's video. But I will talk a little bit about what I found on the internet. And well, when the song first came out, just the rhythm, well, not just the rhythm, but you know, just the song without a music video, everyone saw it as a very sensual song because the song says something like, if you have that rich thing, if you have that rich thing, shut your mouth. But you know, literally the whole song is that. So everyone thought it was like, well, it refers to something quite sensual, right? Until the music video came out. And the music video was quite revealing because if he's talking about, literally he's talking about his partner and that his partner has that rich thing. And in the video, literally at no point does any woman appear as if she were his partner. You know, no woman appears. Well, women do appear, but not, you know, not in that way. There are older women, older men, and he's in the center of a table and everyone is eating desserts and enjoying themselves, having a good time eating their desserts. And there are also children playing instruments, singing na na na, entertaining these older people. And then at the end comes the powerful part because the whole song is quite happy and at the end the rhythm slows down and things get darker and you see the empty plate and it was a picture of young Justin, you know? Justin, it was like a picture of little Justin and then people started to come up with their conspiracy theories and they said that they think the desserts represented children, you know? And that the older men who were shown eating those desserts very excitedly were the producers or executives of Hollywood or very powerful people in Hollywood in general, you know? It makes a lot of sense to me. You know why? Why would that be? Do you know why you would make a music video like that? And also, Yomi, many people say that the phrase he sings throughout the song, yeah, you got that Yomi, 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 actually referred to, yeah, you got that Yomi, 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 you had the young me. Do you know? Or you had me when I was young, you had me when I was young, you know? So terrible, Susana. And well, that's the theory that many people have with that song. And the truth is, I feel that obviously, yes, it has to be something related to that area because he looked very bad. I tell you, the song, the recordings, it was like everyone was super happy eating their little desserts. He, in the music video, looked happy and behind the scenes, he was seen crying. He looked quite sad. Hailey had to be there, Susana, like giving him support, cheering him up. He looked quite affected recording that music video. So I feel that it must have some background and I hope it's not something from his life, do you know? And if he's doing something with his life, really, how sad. So far, nothing else has come out about Justin, but I feel that simply, for example, with the things that I'm telling you here, and how normalized it was to see Justin as if he were a man. He was still a child, Susanna. One understands many things, you know? It's understandable why he is like this today. He doesn't even want to see paparazzi or go out on the street. He doesn't want to be a celebrity anymore, you know? He deeply hates all this. I really understand him too. In this video, Susanna, stop hating on Justin. I hope you enjoyed this video a lot. I promise to decorate the background for my next video. Juana Maria, I send you a little kiss. I love you very much with all my heart. Take care of yourselves and write me video ideas in the comments. Kisses on the Anastasio. I love you very much. And no. Comment a little green heart if you got to this point in the video. So I can read your username and say, you are the real bitch. Yes, you are. Kisses on the Anastasio. And I love you.